advisory committee, whatever we do here, it's UAVs. Drones is something that news people talk about when they wax eloquent about Amazon or something. So shy away from that term. Keep in mind that the first three items, Roman numeral 1, 2, and 3, self-guided, externally guided stuff in the air is not new. It was used as early as World War II in the Burma sector. Radio control of the tail feathers and otherwise free-falling bombs improved the hit rate substantially. 72 was the formation of the AUVSI, an outgrowth of the National Association of Remotely Piloted Vehicles, and there has been an aerial robotics competition since 91. Now, Roman numeral 4 is something we've all seen, and that is the hype curve. This is how everything goes in time. Oh, I'm sorry, you get a copy too.
Oh.
You start at the bottom, nobody knows anything about it, time moves on, you hear about it, it gets in the media, and it just shoots up. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. That could be cell phones, it could be self-driving cars, or UAVs to deliver your pizza via Amazon. And then it peaks and it goes down when reality hits. So I'm going to hit you with some realities as shared by Mr. Grimsley. You can look that up under hype curve, under Wikipedia or elsewhere. It's an interesting discussion because that's the way things are introduced. Roman numeral 5 is in process. Things are currently governed by the rule development under quote-unquote hobby and recreational. The rules for commercial use are being nailed down somewhere in committee, but not being nailed down. They're being discussed. What is the ceiling of your airspace? Roman numeral 6. This is poorly defined over time, often by the courts. My first comment was about think of less than 500 AGL. That might belong to you. Above that, pretty much anything goes unless it's an incendiary device or fireworks, then you might have some call. But A, B, C, and D relate to various lawsuits. In 1882, there was already a case. Obviously, that was a lighter-than-air vehicle, since they hadn't figured out powered vehicles, heavier-than-air vehicles at that time. And this guy got his plants, vegetables stomped on, and he won that case. 1946, a guy had his chicken farm just innocently in a place where they built a runway, and the aircraft was disrupting his chicken's normal farm rhythms. He won that case. It was reasonable that there would be some limitations there. Florida versus Riley, Roman numeral C. 89, guy was convicted of growing marijuana, but he did have an expectation of privacy. It was thrown out. They were dipping well below 400 feet to investigate what he was doing, so they couldn't use that evidence. Chances are that he got caught elsewhere. Roman numeral D, there's a stolen caterpillar on your property, and the police come down and go to ground level but don't touch and take photos and prove that you're guilty. They can't do that. The 400-foot rule stands as of today. Roman numeral E, because the rescuers after the Moore tornado wanted to hear the sounds that people might be making when they were trapped, they were able to wave off the helicopters with their rotor noise. It's not UAV related, but it is related. So Roman numeral 7, I've said it a couple times, 400 feet. The hype curve, Roman numeral 8, is really helping out Amazon and Google and 3D printers. We're in that growth phase. Reality is hitting because of the factors that I will discuss next. Current systems, letter A. You've got to carry the battery pack. We all know that, and it can't last very long. That's a big deal. Batteries still are heavy, and so the distance you can go is really quite limited. Control frequencies, item B, are not worked out because we're dealing with line of sight. You have to have feedback that you actually have done something to govern the movement, and you have to have some feedback that has been done. That doesn't work out. That hasn't been worked out well because we are really at the bottom of C, they're really hogs of bandwidth to be able to do that. This isn't a text message where you send something and it can sneak in through the gaps and get there pretty quickly. but the communication has to be 122.8, you know? Talk back to me. It has to be there and be on and working. And of course that takes batteries as well. Item D, the 4-pound payload currently really isn't a very big book. And really isn't much of a pizza party, really, if you want your pizza delivered. So, for us, item F, well, item E, we're not around the, it's not right around the corner. But the big deal is number F for us. I put it in bold. If we are aware of UAV activity within 5 miles of the airport, they need to be in contact with the airport operator. There needs to be an exchange of names, addresses, phone numbers, and these things are registered, so get a number of the aircraft. We can do that. It was recommended by Mr. Grimsley. At some level or another, we would be able, we couldn't deny the privilege, but we could sure tell them that it wasn't a very good idea to get so and so many feet from the approach or departure end of the runway. And good PR would mean that we might even come out and visit their site where they're flying, and they might come to our airport, and that's something that we could do over time. And we might be able to say in the future, hey, our phone number is on the sign out there, all you got to do is call us when you want to fly your drone. But on the approach and departure ends, really a very bad idea. We cannot restrict them if they want to. The only thing they have to do is let us know what they're doing. But we can record who they are, change email, make sure there's a record is a good idea that's advised, and that should do it. So, the person that we know, Roman numeral 9, Congressman Bridenstine from Tulsa, is one that's quite studied in the UAV area, and he's on congressional subcommittees for space and technology.
Cool. Thank you for the report.
Okay.
Have any questions regarding it, or?
And my sympathies. I've had a couple voice surgeries, so they're real. It's awful. It just is.
Just a little sidelight to that, I was talking to Chris the other day, and he, I guess, made a wide downwind and thought he saw one between his downwind and the runway, and it turned out to be the flybaby.
Flybaby's a little bigger than that.
It's a little bit over 4 pounds. Maybe a bit over 400.
Chris might need to sign that check.
Aren't they 900 at least? Weight.
Probably so.
Pretty close on that. Well, when you're moving that fast, it's hard to tell.
All right, we'll move on to, opposite move on. Discussion of board members' term, or discussion of board member terms?
Yeah,
Do we want to go through it again?
yeah, well, just, you and I talked, and just as a request, just real quick, wanted to let you know that, again, Edmond representatives, Roger Harm's term expires July 2017, just trying to keep track. Vice Chair Richard Guy, Edmond representative, his term expires June 2018. And I will be giving you an updated one as soon as we have our new board member replacing Gail come next month, then all this will be updated. As it stands now, Gail Braden,
Gail past member.
board member until we replace him, was up through 2016. The incoming would be, and it'll go to 2019. And that will be another column there for you. Our Guthrie representatives, Kerry Owens, his term is until June 2018. Joe Underwood, June 2017. Cheryl Padgett, June of this year, 2016. And Trey Ayers, our chairman, is June 2018. Just wanted to reiterate that. That's all it was, just a quick reiteration and where we are. And the next person coming in will be Gail's, so they will just continue the staggered term as is. And again, I will have a copy of this for everyone. Should be next month. I think I'll be getting a call from City of Edmond in the next couple of weeks. verifying, and we'll have a new board member on there.
Okay, let's drop back to our action items. Discussion and consideration to install a security camera in the pilot's lounge.
Okay, with the pilot's lounge being completed soon, by March 28th, we will require the addition of a camera for security purposes. I have gotten an estimate from the guy who's done all of our camera stuff here, and that is Advanced Surveillance, Tony, and he said that the cost, he estimated the cost to add that camera to the already existing cameras that we have would be $259.59. So I would
I have a question. It says in the pilot's lounge, so this will be a
this
camera
would be
in there?
inside the pilot's lounge to keep an eye on everything, both entries. We would put it, pretend this is the pilot's lounge, the way it's squared up in that corner. It'll follow this door and that door and see everything going on in there. And all pilot's lounges that I've ever seen do have those for security purposes. And I would say we need to, just to be safe, I would recommend it. I mean, I'm allowed to. That's why we have
Yeah,
that
you
in
can make a
action.
recommendation.
Do we also need signage in there stating that there is a surveillance camera?
Camera on premise, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Yes, I would think we would,
Well,
since
I
it's
would-
inside.
That's why you're on the internet.
Yeah, somewhere, I'm not sure if we have to do that legally, but yeah, I don't have a problem with doing that at all.
I would think it might be real good legally.
Good deal.
Well, at this time, I'll entertain a motion for install a security camera in the pilot's lounge.
Also move.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Happy camera. All right, moving on, we'll just go around the table here for each board member. So I guess we'll just start with you, Carrie, and if you have any comments tonight.
Really don't have any. Be here. This last one.
Last chance for any questions about the UAV presentation.
Last chance.
But do look at those,
I'll make a
do go look at
comment
those
about
websites. What's that?
I'll make a comment. A few years ago, we had a local car dealership run a balloon up into the traffic pattern altitude. I got hold of Joe and he got them to crank it down. So.
How long of a leash did they have on it?
It was way up.
It was in the pattern altitude. It was
It was
800
way
feet.
up there.
Forgot about that.
You
Well,
can
do
see
you
John
think they-
Lewis is a long ways away.
Did you think they talked to the people across the road so that there wasn't another one wouldn't try it?
No.
I really think that maybe we should have the phone number for the main office on our sign. If the FAA wants them to call the airport, make it easy, I guess. We should think about it.
I just wonder if our model out here is less than 5 miles away.
They are, I'm not sure, but
It's-
we have a letter of agreement right now. They will notify me when they're out there. So they have my cell phone number and we have that on file.
Okay.
Absolutely. They came to me several months ago